Hello, and you probably clicked on this video because you want to find out how to manually download the Wasteland mod for 7 Days to Die. You've come to the right place. I'm going to teach you how to download the mod as well as the basics to downloading mods manually for this game. The very beginning of the video is going to be like downloading mods 101. So you can skip a little bit ahead. I don't have the time. I'll put it up on here to let you know what time you can skip ahead to if you already know how to download mods manually from the websites. There are two websites that you can use. The one I like to use is 7 Days to Die, but there's also another one called Nexus. And it looks like this. With this one, you have to search first for your game, and then you can search for the mod that you're looking for. But today we're going to focus on 7daystoDie.com. So I'm already at the Wasteland mod, but I'm going to go backwards a little bit. I just wanted to show you where you can go to get the different mods. The cool thing about 7 Days for me, is that it actually has the most popular mods on the side. And if we go to the homepage, which I will in a little bit, it actually shows you all the overhaul mods, and then it's got different categories. And this is one category that we'll be using shortly, the maps category. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to find out where your files are. All right, so you're going to go into your Steam, you're going to go into your actual game, you're going to go down to manage, and then you're going to select browse local files. Well, that's going to do, it's going to open up your vanilla 7 Days to Die folder. This is, you've already bought the game, you downloaded it, and wherever you have it specified to save, that's where your file is. That's where your folder is. What does it look like? It looks something like this. So these are all my games. I have mine on my D drive because my C drive is just not big enough to hold the games that I play. All right. So once you open up your game, you'll have a mods folder. This should be empty. If you don't have a mods folder, that's okay. I can actually delete the mods folder and nothing happens to my game. I can still launch it. So the mods folder is very important. That's what we need. That's where everything that we're going to download goes. So if you don't have one, you obviously you right click and then you just do new folder. You want to do capital M ODS. Do not add anything else to this folder. That's it. Just mods, 4 letters, and you hit enter. If you want to rearrange it, you could just kind of go back out and then come back in, and it'll go back to its place. This should be empty. In order for this to work, this must be empty, okay? All right, another thing you can do, and I won't do it here because I don't need to, but what I recommend is that you make a copy of this. So you select copy. It's just going to take me a little bit to actually do it if I show you, but you can just paste it anywhere. You can paste it here. You can paste it on your desktop. The reason why you want to make a copy is because you want to have a vanilla game in case you ever want to play vanilla, but then you also want to, have whatever other mod that you're wanting to play. You could always play that on a separate folder. And so it's recommended that you have to. I always have to, but I never come back and use vanilla. Like it's been a while since I played a vanilla game. So you can do it either way. I recommend when you start, just practice creating a second game and adding the mod to that second game, because then you can title the game the game differently. So in fact, you know what? We're gonna do it. I'll just edit that part out. All right, very good. So here is the copy that I created when I basically right-clicked here, clicked here. Well, it's paste because it's still copied, but this is the copy. The reason why I said it's cool that you do this is because you can literally rename this. I'm going to right-click on this, right-click on it, and then we can rename it, right? And instead we'll call it 7 Days to Die. I'm going to call this Peach Wasteland. I know it's rather long. You don't have to call it this, obviously. You can call it whatever you want. You can just call it Wasteland. You can see down here, that's the one that I actually play with. My series is down here. It says Wasteland 7 Days to Die. So once you do that, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to move it over here just so that it's not too confusing. I made a little folder that says Teach. So I'll move it here. And now we have just this. This is our copy, right? This is our vanilla copy from Steam in its own folder. All right, and then I'll go ahead and open it and I'll show you. All right, and I'll show you that when you open it, you have, this is all vanilla. How do I know? Because I haven't done anything to it. The mods, it's empty. This is what we're going to be using later. So I'm going to leave this alone, and then we're going to go over to the next step. Now, if you have questions about this, I would watch it again because I know it's like I've seen several people teach this and I struggled to understand it. And that's just me, though. It's not the way they teach. So maybe the way I'm teaching is not the best way for you to learn. But what I would do is I would just go back and watch it again. It should flow, hopefully, for you. All right. So now we move on to the next step. Awesome. Okay. So now you go to 7 days to die mods. This is the fun part. This is where it gets juicy. It gets good. So first things first, we're going to start with the most important. We're going to go in order of most important. Obviously, the first thing you need is the Wasteland mod, the core, right? And I hate to use that word core because one of the many mods that you need is also called core. But the Wasteland mod, the actual mod, is if you scroll down here and you go about 3/4 down, right here, 3/4 down, you're gonna see these 4 files here, and this is right below this change log message here. So you're gonna go down to this part, this area here, and you have 2 options to download. I downloaded this one, Wasteland Alpha 21, 1.5 gig. I figured because it was the bigger file, it would have the correct file. That was my intuition. That's the why I downloaded that one. I don't know what the pre-gen RWG maps are. If you know, please jot it down in the comments so people learn from it. But I downloaded this one, and this is the one that spawned me in the southern part of the map in the desert. So when you hit download, it'll go into your downloads. There's nothing to it. I already have it here. I downloaded it before I started this video to show you guys. But this takes maybe about 10 minutes, depending on obviously your computer. But it took me roughly about 10 minutes, maybe 15 to download. And it'll show up in your downloads. I'm not going to do anything with that yet because I want to do everything together. All right. So that once that's downloaded, I am going to do these other ones with you, though, because these are the ones that I was kind of intimidated by when I first saw this. I'm like, wait, what do you mean I have to download different mods for my mod? So it seems like overkill, but we do. So let's start with the most difficult one, and we're going to go in order. So this is the SCore file. When I came here, I was like, what the heck? I've never seen this in my life. Where is my convert or zip file button? There isn't one. You got to go in here. Once you click on there, it's going to bring you to this page right here. You scroll all the way to the middle where it says direct downloads, and then you grab this. See right there, it says master zip. This is what I was looking for. I have to find it. So you click on that. It's going to come over here, and I'll just show you that it's going to start downloading. Now it says 1 in parentheses because I had already downloaded it before, right? That's how I'm able to play now. So we'll let it download. And this is called Spirel Mod Master 1. If you go back here, that's not what this says. This says SCore version 1 to 8, all this other jazz. So that's a little bit confusing, but as long as you do it in order, you'll be okay. All right, so that's downloading. Let's go ahead and do the next one. Now, ironically, the next one, when you click on it, NPC mod and add-ons, you're going to scroll down again, and it's going to go again. You're going to go about 3/4 down. About 3/4 down again, you see that change log, and then you're going to do NPC core. That's the second one. If you want to take a picture of the 4 mods that you need that are required to download Wasteland, I would do it. And then just check them off as you go. We're going to download it. Once you click on it, it automatically goes to your downloads. So we're doing good so far. Let's go back to the top. I'm sorry, not to the top. Let's go back to the main page, and we've downloaded these 2, right? Now, these are the easy ones. These don't need any explanation. These, you click on them, and it'll open up another page. You may need to press this button. For me, it automatically downloads them as soon as I click it, and it'll show up right here. There it goes. So now I'm downloading 3 files, and now we do the last one. Same thing. It's just downloading, and we're down to 2 files because 2 of the other ones are complete. All right, so now we should have all these complete. Okay, very good. We have all 5 of our files that are required to launch the game. We're almost done. So remember I told you about this folder that I created and you can create it anywhere. You don't have to select the desktop. Okay, so now we have all 4 of our required mods And the main mod downloaded. It's in our download history on our web browser. Now, remember, I'll bring you back to the folder that I created, and you don't have to create this in your desktop. I did it just because that's the quickest way for me to create one. And I named it Wasteland Extracted, okay? So let's go ahead and minimize this. All right, and now we're gonna go to our downloads, our download history. I'm gonna start with the actual mod itself, which may take a little bit, but that's all right. I want to show you guys how I do this. So I'm gonna click on it. It says Wasteland mod. Now the way you know that it's the correct mod is when you double click on it, you're gonna see this folder here. It says mod info.xml. There's nothing else. It's you open it, you double click on it, and it's that. And I'll show you what I mean by there's nothing else. There is a file on here that there is an extra step that you have to take. So I'm glad we get to see that. Anyhow, so I know that this is the right mod. It's called the Wasteland. I have it highlighted. I'm going to go to extract all. I'm going to browse, and it's already set up here. But if it wasn't, all you would have to do is obviously select where you have your folder, and it'll take you to whatever folder it is that you want to put it into. We're going to put it eventually into our mods folder where the game is, but for right now, I'm just showing you this so that it's not too confusing of where it needs to go. Okay, so this is kind of like my pre-folder to the main folder. It's kind of like the, before the main event. So we're going to go ahead and select this as a folder to extract, and we're going to go ahead and extract, and it's going to move it over on its own. All other mods that I play with 7 days, I just click and drag. This one, I had to do it this way because when I did it with just click and drag, it wouldn't work. And so when I did it this way, it worked. I don't know if this fixed that, but I'm just letting you guys know. You don't have to do it exactly the way I do it, but this is how it worked for me. Okay, so now the actual Wasteland mod is in my temporary folder. All right, let's go ahead and close this out. This is the window that was open when we clicked on our download. We're going to click on this again, and we can just go order from top to bottom. We know that the Wasteland mod is down here, so we'll just go from top to bottom. We'll do random first, and you could always check to make sure that you have the right ones downloaded, correct, obviously. All right, so here it is. Again, this window's coming up. We're going to double click on this. This is a mod. Cool. And we see mod info XML. Perfect. This is a mod like if you were to download the good weather mod or the mod that, does wireless crafting, stuff like that. This is the same thing. So we know it's good because when we double click it, we have this XML file here. So let's go ahead and go up. It's highlighted. Let's go ahead and extract. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to select this folder. This is my temporary folder. And then we're going to hit extract. And now it's here. That was a lot quicker because the file is smaller. So we're going to close this window out again, same as last time, rinse and repeat. And now we're going to do the full auto launcher. Click on this, same thing. Let's check it, double click. Perfect. The next window over when we double click is this mod info XML. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the previous file. It's highlighted, extract, browse. It's already here for you. Once you do it once, it'll automatically open up where you intend it to go, where you want it to go. So select folder, extract. All right. And I think I might have saved the best for last. I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and minimize this, go back over here. And then we're going to do the MPC core. Okay. The MPC core goes like this. Double click, mod info, XML. I did save the best for last. All right, cool. So this one's good. Again, everything's working out perfectly fine. Browse. These three are there. Select folder, kabam, extract. All right, this was a little bigger, so it took a little bit. All right, so now we have 4 out of the 5. The last one. This is the one that gets most people. All right, so the last one is this one right here. This is technically the S core, but it has a different name. I think that's the tricky part. This is S for L's mods. I think the S for S core stands for Spherel, and this is the core file. Now, remember, when we used to double click on the other ones, the next window would have the XML file, right? So let's go ahead and double click on this. Kabam. There's no XML file, right? Do you see it? I don't see it. So this would be an error. If you moved this file and extracted it, it would also move all this stuff right here. All of it. And I don't know what this stuff does. I don't know if it's a duplicate. I don't know why when you move everything over to your actual game, you're unable to pick up lootable places like trash cans, trash bins, vehicles. You can't loot them. And that's the mistake I was making. So what you have to do is you click on S-Core. Remember this name? It's right here. And now look at this. What is that? Mod info XML. So what you want to do is you want to grab this dude only. He's highlighted, and you hit extract. Same thing. Same as before. Extract. Oh no. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. My apologies. Again, my C drive has no memory, so I made the mistake of putting all these files into my C drive. So we're back in business. I moved my wasted extracted to my D drive. That's all I did. So yeah, make sure if you're gonna do like a temp folder, because these files are pretty big, that you put it in wherever it is that you're saving your games, so that you don't run out of space. All right. So again, so we're gonna go into S-Core, because this is the file we want. This is the right mod file because it has this mod info in it. This one doesn't have the XML file in it. The S-Core does. Okay, so we want S-Core. So we highlight it, select it, extract all, and now the only difference is we're gonna change where this is going because I've changed the location. So we're gonna go here, and these are other files are right here. Select the folder, extract. All right, cool. We have all of our files, desired files in this folder. This is my temp folder. I'm going to minimize this, cancel that. All right. And there's one more thing I want to do. So I promised MJ that I would do this as well. So the map that I'm using is called Hidden Lights. So I'm back at the 7 Days to Die mod. You don't have to be at the Wasteland page. I'll show you. Okay. So you can be at the home page, and then you go into, you go here and search. Remember I talked about this? You can search for different mods here. And the one that I'm going to go with is Hidden Lights. Where did I get this name? I got this name from GNS's gameplay of Wasteland. This is the map that he played. It's Hidden Lights. That's the one I chose. You click on it. Super easy. This is probably going to be the easiest thing I show you. It kind of goes over the different updates from 3.0 all the way to the current folder. I'm sorry, the current version of the game of the maps. For this one, you want to go kind of like middle down a little bit, and this is where it's at. Download. All right, then once you click on it, it's going to bring you here. You click on Open with Zip Extractor. Once you finish downloading it, you click on these three little dots. Download zip. It's going to download like everything else, and it's pretty quick. Once you have it downloaded, you click on it. You guys have seen this before. You go into mods, and here are all the different POIs. Now, again, this right here, if you move this over to your game, you're gonna get an error message. So you have to double click, and if you click on each one of these, you see how it says mod info XML. So these are the actual mods that you want in the game. Okay, and then from here you simply just hit Control A, and this is the more traditional way that I'm used to moving mods over from 7 Days to Die download folders over to my folders on my computer. Just basically highlight everything and drag it over. It's gonna move everything to this folder. And I'll show you why I do the temp thing. You don't have to do the temp thing. If you're really comfortable moving mods around, you don't have to do the temp folder. I did it just to show you guys because there's a lot of moving parts. And I know I'm adding one more step, and that's technically more moving parts, but hopefully when I finish, you'll see why I'm doing it this way. All right, so now all of our files are here. We have all the POIs from the Hidden Lights 10K map. And if you go in here and you check, you'll see that there's that again, that's the key, XML. I know I keep going over that, guys, but if you don't have that, if you double click something and then you get another folder without that, that's not the one. And so you could always just check them all. We've already triple checked, so I'm not going to check all these, but Okay, so now I have this, right? This is my temporary Wasteland extracted folder. This is where I put all the files that I've downloaded from 7 days to die page. So now the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna go over to, you guys remember we have our Wasteland copy. We named it 7 days to die teach Wasteland. We're gonna go ahead and open it up. Again, going back to early in the video, you should have a mods folder in here. It should be empty. Emphasis on should be empty. We'll go ahead and minimize that. We're gonna half close this. I don't know what that's called. If anybody knows what that's called, I don't know what that's called, but base minimize, not half close it. Minimize. I had it the whole time. Minimize. Okay, so this is the fun part. You want to grab all of these. And so the reason why I do the temp thing is because these are ready to go. I've already cleaned it up. I don't have to go back and forth into my actual game. I'm going to go ahead and select all these with Control A. Simply grab them and put them into my mods folder. Okay, that happened fairly quickly. So now when I go into my mods folder, they're all in there. And this is all I have. If you want to take a picture of this and make sure this looks the same when you do it, you can, or freeze it, pause the video. But this is what it looks like when I launch the game. And now how you launch it. All right. So there's the best way to do it is to select this file right here, this file and this file only. You right click on it and you hit open, or you double click. You can create a shortcut and name the shortcut. You can do that. I've actually learned, I won't show you in this video because it's going to extend the video too long, but I actually learned to add it to my library. It's right here. But again, I don't want to go over that because it's going to extend the video. So we're going to go ahead and launch it, and I'm just going to show you what it should look like. All right, guys. So this is the Wasteland mod home screen. As you can see, it looks different than the vanilla one, right? And that's the way it should look. Now, before I go into the last step, there's one more thing. When you do launch a new game or even continue a playthrough or whatever, the game, for me, I don't know if it'll be for you, but for me, it takes honestly maybe 5 to 8 minutes to actually go into the game. So it'll load, right? It'll show you the loading and it'll give you all the tips at the bottom and all that stuff. For me, it takes about 5 to 8 minutes. So be patient. At first, I thought I had done it incorrectly, but I don't know why. I just kind of let it run. And then before I knew it, I was in the game. I was like, oh, shoot, it worked. And so just be patient with it. That could be different for you. It could launch right away. It could take less than the 5 or 8 minutes it took me, but just be patient with it. Let it load. I'm going to show you the last thing, which is if you hit new game. Unfortunately, here you go. So, I need to change this. I'll just put test, and then you should be able to select hidden lights. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. So here it is, hidden lights, and then you change all your preferences, hit start, and you're good to go. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. Most importantly, I really hope this helps. If you have any questions after seeing this or something that didn't work, feel free to write it down in the comments, and I'll see if I can work with you on it. But this was my way of doing it. I hope it helps. This is a fun mod. It's very challenging, and a lot of people, for some reason, can't seem to download it. I'm one of them. I had to figure it out. It took me about 2 days to completely figure it out. That's because I'm a noob. You're not, and hopefully this helps you. So I hope you liked it. If it does help you guys, I'd really appreciate a like. If you want to see some of the gameplay on it, I'm doing a series on it. If you want to watch it, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd also be super, super cool. So thank you again. Have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.